Hey guys, Ray Reed here again for the second episode of the Freedom Friday series. And today I have one question for you, one question that will lead to at least 5 extra hours a week of free time. Now, who wouldn't want an extra 5, 10, 15 hours of free time, right? But before I dive into that one question, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. Now, I know all of us have said this before, including myself, has said, I don't have enough time. I wish I had more time to do blank, fill in the blank, right? Work out more, start that new program, start that side business, do the extra cooking to have healthy meals, spend more time, go on blank vacation. It goes on and on and on, the list of things that we wish we had more time doing, right? But what's funny is everybody has the same amount of time in a day or a week or a month or a year, obviously. So Warren Buffett and Tony Robbins and Dan Bilzerian and whoever else, Michael Phelps, whoever else you want to use, they all have the same amount of time in the day as we do. It's just what you choose to do during that time. Let me give you an example. I remember when I was a broke college kid and I used to go to I would have to get gas, so I'd stop at the nearest gas station. And that gas station might have had gas for 20 cents more per gallon than another gas station. I knew that. So I'd fill up my tank just enough to get me around for a little bit until I ran into the lower priced gas station. Okay, or how about this? Have any of you guys ever you went grocery shopping, right? You went to Publix or you went to Target to pick up some household goods, and then you saw something and it was more expensive than you were used to, more expensive than you were expecting, and you knew that you could get blank item for a couple bucks less if you went to Walmart. So you would do half your shopping or 3/4 of your shopping at Target, Publix, wherever you were at, and then you would take a second trip to Walmart to save a few bucks here or there on whatever item that might be. So what's funny is the person that values their time more would never make that second trip, would never go across the street or drive down the street to fill up their gas tank. So let me give you a real life example that just happened to me this week. I was at the grocery store, right? I was at Publix, and they have a famous sale. They have the famous buy one, get one free, sale items. And this week I needed to pick up some chicken breasts. It just so happened that their chicken breasts were buy one, get one free. The problem was I could only find one package of chicken breasts that were buy one, get one free. So I get in line and I mention it to the cash register, and she says she can't do anything about it here, but you'd have to go to the customer service line and they would give you a rain check for your free buy one, your free chicken breast package the next time you were in. So I finished with the cash register and I looked at the customer service line and I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision on whether I wanted to wait in line behind 4, 5, 6 people that who knows what they were doing at the customer service line, just to see if I could get, or just to get my $11 package of chicken breasts. So for me at that time, I had to ask myself this one question: what is my time worth? Now, based on that answer, I had to choose whether I wanted to stay in line for 3, 4, 5 minutes or 10 minutes or however long that I thought it was going to be to get my free chicken breast. So some of you guys might be thinking, well, damn, that's a free chicken. How can you give up free chicken, right? Well, when you know what your time is worth, it makes that decision a little bit easier. Now, the line for me was moving a little faster, for the record, so I ended up staying. I stayed 3 minutes, I got my $11 chicken breast, and I left. But how many times have you done a double trip to the grocery store, a double trip to wherever to get your extra stuff? How much time have you wasted not knowing what your time is worth? So I have 3 steps or 3 questions, 3 things to think about with this question that can help lead to you freeing up 5+ hours of your time each week. The first one is, do you know what your time is worth? So you do a simple exercise, and I'll go through this quickly, guys, and I'll put some graphics up on the video for you, but if you have to figure this out first, right? So if you make $50,000 a year, this is easy, obviously, if you get paid hourly. If you get paid a salary or self-employed and it's variable, you would ask yourself, how much did I make in the last 12 months? So let's say it's $50,000 a year. You work 50 weeks out of the year. Obviously, that's $1,000 a week, and then you would divide that by how many hours a week you work. Let's say it's 40. Well, then your time is worth $25 an hour. The second part of this is not just what is your time worth now, but it's what do you want your time to be worth? So if your goal is to make $100,000 a year and say only work 20 hours a week, you would take $100,000 a year, you would divide that by 50 weeks, but you only wanted a week. So that's $2,000 a week, but you only want to work 20 hours. So now your time's worth $100 an hour. These two numbers should be a gauge on what you choose to do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. What projects do you take on, what grocery shopping that you do, and so on and so forth. So the first part is to figure out what is your time worth. And again, this time will make it, so let's go back to the example actually of $100,000 a year. So you make, and you only want to work 20 hours a week for 50 weeks a year. If you break that down to even on a minute level, which is even more powerful, you start to really break down how much your time is worth. So 1 minute for somebody that makes $100 an hour or wants to make $100 an hour is worth $1.67. So that 10 minutes that you wait in line turns into $16.67. So next time that you're in line, or if you're going to try to save, if you're going to save less than $16 by waiting for 10 minutes, it's probably not the best use of your time. So you have to figure out that number. That's the first thing. That's the action step. Figure out what your time is worth now, and then the second part of that is figure out what you want your time to be worth. The second part of that is then once you have that number, then I would ask myself, what activities am I doing in my business and my work life that I could pay somebody less money to do so that I can spend more time doing the activities that generate the $25 or $100 or whatever your number is, right? So you can now pay somebody to do the admin work. So what are those things? Admin, data entry. And every business is different, but you guys know there are things in your business that you could be paying somebody else to do that will do them just as good as you, if not better. And even if they only do it 80% as good as you, which would be a bump in your free time, a bump in your overall productivity, and free up your time. So the second part of that is, what are those activities? I want you guys to, when you're done watching this video, I want you to make a list of all of those activities in your business, everything that you do, and ask yourself, which ones of these can I pay somebody to do for less than I am worth per hour? That will free up your extra time. The last part of it is to ask yourself, what in your life, what activities in your life, what things that you have to do in your life are worth the money that it would take to pay for them to get done and taken care of for you, so that you can have more free time. So the question is, what is your free time worth? Now that's a little bit harder to determine. There's no salary that you could determine what your free time is worth. But what I want you to say, like when it comes to lawn care, grocery shopping, cleaning, house cleaning, dishes, and running just random errands, any of those things, I want you to think about this. At the end of your life, or you're going to ask yourself, you're going to say, damn, I wish I wouldn't have paid that $50 a month on lawn care. Or you're going to say, damn, I wish I would have spent a little bit more time with my kids. Right? So what's more powerful? What's more important to you? Your free time? Or the $50 a month that you're going to save? Or the $5 a month you're going to save? Or the $5 you're going to save on that one item when you make that trip to Walmart instead of wherever you were in the first place? So the biggest takeaway that I want you guys to have as I finish up this video is, what is your time worth? What is that number? And then judge all things against that number. Even if you just have that one number in mind, you'll start to see more productivity in your life, more free time in your life, and essentially, obviously, guys, more freedom in your life. So that's it for this week's Freedom Friday. Hope to see you guys next week. Thanks.